to open our guest, we'll introduce to our special guest. We have Major Ali Shah, we have Arvind Singh and DK Giri. Also, I have three of my colleagues with me outside the Red Fort because it is very important to also show that how the entire Delhi looks like. We have three of our colleagues here. Akshat is here, Brian is here, and also we have Arzu. India being one of the biggest market for foreign investments as well, and economy as per say it is the 5th largest economy. Major Ali Shah, let me rope you in. Talking about security, sir. I won't be doing justice to ask about something else before the security. If we mark onto security, it has been converted into a high secured zone. Be it be the Indian Air Force, be it be the other personnel. Everybody is all prep up when it comes to foreign dignitaries and the leaders from the group of 20.
Absolutely, Mahima, you are absolutely correct, and I truly appreciate your reporting. I must say that firstly. Secondly, you know, when we have a big event, not just national level, international event, we have head of states, head of countries of 20 countries involved, minus two nations which are not coming, and the head of state are not coming, but their reps are coming, like Russia, for example, which had a genuine reason, and China. Of course, I mean, China had their own reason, very silly of them. Now, the very fact we cannot take any chance regarding security and safety is concerned, because what happens is everyone talks about one mishap that happens. But people do not talk about the 100 or over 100 mishaps which could have happened, which were averted by the security forces. So security forces are doing a very good job, be it the police, be it the paramilitary, be it the military, army, air force, everywhere, everyone is alert. All totally. That, you know, my biggest success in operations, when I did hardcore operations in Jammu, Kashmir and in the Northeast, is when you come back safely and you drink a glass of cold water, it would give you so much of pleasure without having a single casualty. So the whole objective is these 4 days should pass without any minor untoward incident as well. Because even a minor untoward incident will be magnified into a huge international thing. So most certainly everyone is ready, and we are all being monitored at every time. Even at night when you're sleeping, you will be surprised to know.
This is a major point that Mr. Major Ali Shah is making, that we all are being monitored when it comes to security. It is very heightened, not only in the national capital, but the entire India is being monitored, isn't it?
100% Mahima, we all are being monitored, be it, and we have to be very careful, no loose talks. And we have, see, most of the schools, colleges, offices have given work from home for day after. So most certainly, like tomorrow, as it is, it's a holiday for many people because of Janmashtami, and day after tomorrow is work from home. So most certainly, it's not a lockdown as such, for nothing for everyone to panic or worry about. It's something which we all should feel proud about, and we all should say that yes. And one more principle I would like to, through you and through your channel, I would urge the nation, anything suspicious that comes to your mind, anything, it could not be anything, but if you're suspicious, report it straight away. Help the security forces to be your eyes and ears, and we all have to contribute towards it.
Absolutely. When it comes to security, no stone left unturned. Seems now that they have released the standard map and China counterpart, I would say the top-end leader not coming. Somewhere down the line, seems that they have been they're a little scared and skeptical that what will be India's reply, because India has maintained its stand clear that there's nothing that has been occupied by far.
See, China repeatedly does something called as a propaganda. That's psychological warfare. They want to fight a war without fighting, actually. They want to win a war, rather, without fighting. They follow the Sun Tzu's philosophy. Sun Tzu was a Chinese philosopher, a thinker. He wrote this book, The Art of War. In that, he's mentioned how to fight a war and win it without fighting. So the very fact is cyber warfare, psychological warfare, information warfare, and now they are invading. That means you show a wrong map. In fact, the international community has stood up. They've mentioned, they've called China's bluff. There are countries who have said this is wrong. So, isko Hindi mein kahenge, chor ki daadi mein tinka. So, they're guilty conscious.
It's a bluff. When it comes to the strategic partnership, be it be the defense as well, India is now growing. Let me open Major Shah as well, sir. If we talk about China, because we people were discussing onto China, that turns out to be locking horns, it seems. But if we talk about the leadership, the top-end leaders are not coming, be it be Russia or China. Russia has given its own reason, but when it comes to China, China has not missed any G20. By far, my knowledge is that they have not missed it. So, despite of Xi, the Prime Minister is coming. How do you take the entire thing to be as, or how do you look at it? Because when it comes to the top leader, also there are some talks that happens in between the top end leaders. There are a few summits that needs to be discussed with the top end leaders. But here we have the absence of China and Russia.
See, Russia's absence is understandable, and they have a valid reason. The country's at war. I mean, that's okay. China, it is, yeah, as you mentioned, they've never missed any G20. This is certainly guilty conscious. This is certainly something really wrong, because no one's going to do in army. There's a term called Kambal Parade, okay? Kambal Parade is if someone messes around, you put a blanket around that guy and you bash that guy up. So I'm sorry to say this, but no one's going to do a Kambal Parade. Everyone's going to be absolutely safe in India. So the very fact that China is not coming, Xi Jinping, I don't know what fear he has, or what silly arrogance he has, if he thinks he's above the other leaders who have come here, he's sadly mistaken. He's living under an illusion. And it's China's own loss, I would say it this way. Now, you just mentioned, you asked the doctor about the defense, how far we'll go in defense industry, right? That was a very, very pertinent question, because sometime back, our defense minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, had said, we want India not only to make in India, but to make for the world. We've already taken baby steps towards it. Like, we are exporting defense equipment to Philippines. There are countries which want to tie up with India. So most certainly, with this G20 summit, in fact, it's going to boost our overall, not just defense, it's going to boost our relationship with every country. China is in fear because, see, they're already caught existing to take care of China, okay? There's America, Australia, Japan, India being a strategic partner.
I see a few expressions on DK Giri's face. So let me rope in Major Ali Shah as well. Sir, when it comes to China, again, coming back to China, how do you take that? What is the kind of a message that now India is going to give it to China? Because now that China is, the absence of China in the G20 summit, now, according to you, what will be the message of India?
See, China, as I told earlier, they try to play propaganda. So they play mind games. And the entire 3,488 kilometer stretch of the line of actual control, there is no line, it's a perception. Like in India, Pakistan, there's a line. So it's line of control. There's line of actual control perception. Now, when they play those mind games, they often, many times, my colleagues have seen Chinese patrols and our patrols, they've met face to face and they've had fist fight, hand fight, they fought with stones and whatnot. So China, by not coming, is trying to play a mind game once again. I can tell you that, because they are very expert at playing propaganda. Now the whole world is wondering what China is up to. That is where everyone's going to be wondering. But they are like a fly in the wall, but one cannot take it very lightly. Yes, as Professor Saab rightly said, I totally agree with that they probably could come up with something.
Mr. Ali Shah has agreed to you at some point in time.
Absolutely, no. Professor Saab had very wise words, and I totally agree with that. We can't take it lightly. But at the same time, the world is too busy with their own problems, yeah? I mean, no one's going to be so busy over what's happening in China itself. Everyone has their own domestic issues, their own international issues, and I'm sure as the whole world is one family, as you said earlier. So we are going to be talking about how to make the world a better place to live in. China's, it's their loss. I totally see it this way. Now, what is the next step they will do? They will try playing again some other mind games. I will not be surprised if they attempt to hack servers now, next. They've done it earlier. In fact, 19 June 2020, when the pandemic was just starting, China had hacked Australian servers, and the Australian Prime Minister was very, very magnanimous, not to mention China had done it. Everyone knew who had done it. Change your password. So China will try everything possible. They leave no stone unturned, but I don't think they'll be successful in their napak irada, I would say.
Making world better place to live in, also relating it to the theme Vasudev Kutumbakam, one earth, one family, one future.